Okay kids, in this video I'm going to teach you a calculator procedure you can use to find the absolute mean deviation, or the MAD, the mean absolute deviation. So let's look at this data set, 24, 13, 12, 56, 18, and 35. If we were going to do this by hand, our first step would be to average the data. So we'd add those 6 values together and divide by 6. And I've done that already. You'll get 26.3 repeating, or about 26 1/3. And for our purposes and using the calculator, we can go ahead and round that out to 26.34. So we'd average the data, and then we would find the individual differences of each of these data points from that average. And we would only care about the positive difference, or the absolute difference. So there's the next step, the difference from the average of each data point, and we want the absolute difference. We want a positive value. We don't care if it's less than or greater than. And I've done that. Here's what the data set would look like if you found the difference of 24 from 26.34 and 13 from 26.34. You would get these 6 absolute differences. And then the last step would be to find the average of those differences, which you could then again type these 6 values into your calculator, divide by 6, and you will come up with an absolute mean, or a mean absolute deviation of 12.78. Now, as we've practiced in class, that procedure is pretty cumbersome. It takes a lot of effort. If you know how to use the calculator, you can really speed that process up. So, we're going to use the statistics menu by pressing Stat and then Edit, and I've already put in the data here. We're going to fill in list 1 with our original data points, 24, 13, 12, 56, 18, 35. Now, second, quit to leave that menu. And once you've got your data in, you're going to press second stat for the list options, go over to math, and choose option 3 for mean. So we're going to find the mean, there's the M of our MAD, absolute deviation. The absolute part is going to come, the easiest way to find it is in the catalog. So if you press second 0, you can see in blue right above there it says catalog, and absolute value is the first option in our calculator. The catalog is all of the options in your calculator, and absolute value is just alphabetically the first. So that's a real easy place to find it. So we press enter, and it's going to pull up this funny looking symbol with 2 solid bars and the cursor flashing in between. And all those 2 bars mean is that we're going to take whatever is inside and we're going to make it positive when we're done. So there's the A part, the mean absolute deviation. And the deviation is between the average of the data and the average of the difference. So our data is in list 1. So I'm going to press second 1, which brings up list 1. You can see list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are right here on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're just a secondary function. So second 1 puts list 1 right in there. And I'm going to average list 1 and its difference with the average of list 1. So again, back to the list menu under Stat. Second Stat for list, and I'm going to choose Math. Option 3 for the mean, that is the average of the difference. So second L1, close the parenthesis, enter, and voila. All of that hard work that I would have had to do, adding, dividing, subtracting, writing down, then adding, and dividing again, can be put together in that one simple procedure. I will walk you through it one more time. Stat, edit, enter your data. second mode to quit, then second list or second stat to get to the list, over to math. Option 3, second catalog for absolute value, second 1 for list, minus second stat for list, over to math, 3 for mean, and then second 1 for list, close parentheses, and the calculator will automatically calculate the mean absolute deviation.